and gentlemen, the national anthem of Jamaica and the national anthem of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Thank you. Vice Chancellor, Professor E. Nigel Harris, Dr. the Honorable Ralph Gonsalves, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Principal of the UWI Mona Campus, PVC Professor Gordon Shirley, PVC Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, Principal of the Cave Hill Campus of the University of the West Indies, Minister of Education, Honorable Ronnie Thwaites, Mr. Mike Henry, a tireless and fearless advocate of reparation, the Honorable Stephen Lashley, Minister of Culture, Sports and Youth of Barbados, Mr. Sidney Bartley, Acting Permanent Secretary, I'm elevating you, Sid. I'm elevating you. Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Youth and Culture, representing the Honorable Lisa Hanna, Minister of Culture, other members of the Government of Jamaica and their representatives, other members of the UWI administrative and academic community, including the staff of the regional headquarters, or deans, or heads of departments and directors of institutes, members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of the National Commission on Reparation, organizers of this event, Mrs. Linda Speth and her wonderful team from the UWI Press and the Institute for Gender and Development Studies, students, and I know that exams are on, and so I thank those of you who have come out this afternoon. I know all of us have been there, so we understand. Friends all, a very warm welcome to all of you. Welcome to the launch of Britain's Black Debt, Reparations for Caribbean Slavery and the Native Genocide by Professor Sir Hilary Beckles. And yes, the title is not Britain's Black Death as I have seen advertised in some places, but Britain's Black Death. I'm especially pleased to see members of the various Rastafari mansions here this evening. As we all know, it was Rastafari who stoked the embers of the fire of reparation started by our ancestors, including those on this very former plantation in this village spot that has been replaced by modern structures. They fanned the flames until we can say, I think, that we now have an unstoppable conflagration. The UWI continues to offer its intellectual leadership to the Reparation Commission, and some of you know that thanks to our VC, we host the meetings of the Jamaica Reparation Commission here. And of course, the UWI has several faculty members who sit on this commission that was formerly chaired by our very own, or late, Barry Chavans. So here we are, gathered to view the outside, the visual representation of British brutality, courtesy of the Jamaica National Heritage Trust, and I call them the archaeologists of black memory. And we enjoy the strains of the Nyabingi drummers. And here we are inside to hear Professor Beckles and others provide archival evidence of what we have all come to regard as a crime against humanity. It is fitting that this book is being launched right here on this former plantation, in striking distance of the monument to those who endured enslavement on the former Pepin sugar plantation. And so as we gather here, we also pay tribute to them, to Black Pamelia, Black Kitty, Maria, Mary Wilford, Letitia Wildman, Big Celia, Daphne, Misbehavior, Catherine Bogle, Big Abba, Africa, George Young, Good Luck, Christmas, David, Alec, and so many others. Thanks to Professor Beckles and other scholar activists, their struggles will not be in vain. The case for reparation rests on firm philosophical and legal grounds. It is a way to redress wrongs, current or historic, achieve peace and reconciliation, and build a just world for us all. It is up to us and to CARICOM heads in this year when we are urging the United Nations to declare a decade for people of African descent in the face of the opposition of the EU and some other influential voices in the GA to ensure that we advance the cause of reparation, that we continue to use intellectual Afrocentric weapons to defeat the imperial cannon launched centuries ago, but still evident in the legacies of Don Cristobal Colon and his successors. To quote from Member of Parliament Mullings during the debate on reparation in Parliament in 2007, we must not be embarrassed or timid to claim compensation on behalf of our ancestors, because if we don't, we would have negated their contribution and failed to correct the wrongs of history. And former Prime Minister Bruce Golding added, the injustice and the inhumanity, the savagery of slavery is incontrovertible. The devastation that was brought on the people of Africa by this human pillage cannot be refuted. So once again, welcome to all, and my own congratulations to you, Professor Beckles, for this fine book. And Prof, I must say I like the title, and I noted that you were able to keep it short enough. No matter how publishers tell us to keep our book titles short, all of us who write books struggle to obey. It is now my pleasure to invite Mr. Sidney Bartley, Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Youth and Culture, to bring greetings on behalf of Minister Lisa Hanna, who sends her apologies for her absence here this evening. Now, many of us know Sid for his folk dancing skills and his work with the Glenmuir Choir, Glenmuir High School Choir. But he is a UWI graduate who has a BA in Spanish with honors, let me hasten to add. And he also studied in Venezuela and Salamanca, Spain, and co-authored Viva, a Spanish textbook series for secondary schools in the Caribbean. So as he comes to the podium, I say to him, bienvenido.
and